Hello, everyone, and welcome to the season finale of season 12. Yay, I can't believe it. It's also hard to believe that Pride season is almost done. I know that there's some Pride celebrations happening around Canada still in other provinces, but here in Toronto and surrounding area, we're pretty much coming to the end of it. Hope you enjoyed our last episode, the Pride special, where we filmed it at TikTok Creator Studio with 6 creators from TikTok, artists, and wonderful people. So I hope you watched that and you enjoyed it. And I've got another treat for you to close the season. We are looking at Lunar Sway, a Canadian LGBTQ dark comedy drama set in a surreal desert town. The film follows Cliff, a lonely young man searching for love when his estranged birth mother suddenly reappears in his life, bringing secrets, manipulation, and someone dangerous from her past. It is a story about loneliness, trust, connection, and finding your place in the world while blending comedy, romance, and suspense. Joining me today is the film's writer, director, and producer, Nick Butler. Lunar Sway is Nick's second feature and has already attracted attention on the international festival circuit for its unique storytelling and unforgettable characters. Also joining us is actor Kaden Connors, who plays Jovi in the film. Many of you may recognize Kaden from the hit series Heated Rivalry, as well as The Wrong Paris. I have to go watch that movie again because now I have to figure out where I saw you in that. Wild Cards and His and Hers. Alongside acting, he's also beginning to explore writing, directing his own projects as well. Nick and Kaden, so good to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for being here. Nick, let's start with the obvious question. I don't know if it's obvious, but for people who haven't heard about Lunar's Sway yet, how would you describe it?
Yeah, sure. So Lunar Sway is the story of a young man named Cliff who lives in a very remote desert town, and he's looking for love in all the wrong places. And like you said, his birth mother comes out of the woodwork. He thinks he's found someone he could really connect with, but she has a lot of secrets, things aren't quite what they seem. So this is a character who's always putting his trust in the wrong people and having the rug pulled out from under him. So he goes on a bit of a wild misadventure across the desert and meets a lot of eccentric characters along the way.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like fun. I read that the inspiration actually came from your own experience uh, with Unrequited Love. Okay. At one point, did something very personal become a screenplay?
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, the movie isn't a direct autobiography, but I was definitely experiencing an unrequited love situation when I wrote it. So that's kind of the state of mind that inspired the film. And it's very much about heartache and all the ups and downs of romance and just kind of the dysfunction of looking for love in all the wrong places. So I think sometimes, when I go to make a movie, it always has to come from somewhere personal. I have to, if I'm going to be passionate enough to make it, it has to be something that I think is really on my mind. It's something that I think is ultimately universal. And I think we can all relate to that idea of looking for love in all the wrong places. We've
Oh,
all done
God.
it. Some
Can't,
of us
can't
more
we
than
all?
others.
Yeah.
Some of us more than
very,
others,
very
but
much so, especially in our community, I would say.
right.
Kaden, what was it about the script that made you say, I want to be part of this?
Mhm. Um, Definitely how weird and wacky it was. That really stood out to me right away. Also the writing, like when as actors, when we get audition briefs and stuff, and we're looking at sides to audition with, um, it's really a treat when you get good writing. Not that there's like a lot of bad writing out there, but like the really good writing really stands out. And so that was this project. Like as soon as it came out, I was like, this is interesting. It's weird. The characters are very well-rounded and like dynamic and interesting. So yeah, it's something you can sink your teeth into, you know?
So you
So I
kind of
was
you
like,
kind of knew right away. You did not debate it.
I did not debate it. No.
No, cool.
I'm also a huge lover of like indie. I think that there's a lot of heart behind these projects. Um, so yeah, right away I knew like the writer, director, the entire creator of it, that he cares a lot about the project. And that is really important for me, right?
Tell us about Jovi. Who is he, and where does he fit into this story?
Chovi's just a very interesting. I think all people are lost in some way. Kind of this lost guy who's he's an artist. He basically like figure paints, and he basically kind of latches onto muses who kind of people who pass through town, and he finds kind of the new faces coming in interesting. He's also someone who kind of is suffering from facial blindness. So it's
Oh,
just like a really interesting dynamic because he's so intrigued by like all the new faces coming through town. and yet he can't remember them. And so it's like battling with that kind of, you know, back and forth is like, it was an interesting thing for me to discover as an actor. And Jovi is also just like an ex-lover of Cliff, our lead. And he's kind of this sort of, you know, sultry, mysterious character that it's almost like when you reach to grab him, you just can never actually get him in your hand.
Yeah, nice. Very beautiful said. Okay. Nick, when you were casting Jovi, what made Kaden the right choice for you?
Yeah, well, it's funny. Kaden said it very articulately that this is sort of a mysterious character who kind of haunts the movie. Our main character, Cliff, is not over him and he's always fantasizing about him. So we needed someone with a really strong presence who just kind of haunt the movie from a distance before he becomes like a central character toward the end when they finally reunite. So it's kind of like we wanted someone with a really strong presence. This was before he did Rivalry, and immediately Kaden's audition just stood out. He's a very talented special actor. But beyond that, you know, it's funny. Kaden mentioned that Jovi's a very elusive character, and I think it's a real testament to Kaden's talent because he's such a warm, open-hearted person in everyday life, but he's great at playing these icy characters. Like on Heated Rivalry, he plays kind of a dark character, and in this, very different character, but he's also very elusive and mysterious. So it's nice that in real life he's nothing like that, but he is so talented he could capture that essence of the character. So
beautiful. Kaden said something. I think in the notes that my writers were looking at. He said the town, and I thought I saw some notes that the town is his own character in the movie. Does that makes sense to you?
Oh, very much so. Yeah, the central location is this fictional town called Mooncrest, and it's a weird desert town, kind of on the fringe of the desert, where all the people who live there seem to be eccentric in their own ways. And the location is very central to the whole movie. It has this kind of Western aesthetic, and it's just a beautiful landscapes. We shot it in Western Canada, actually, in the desert of Canada. A lot of people don't know that there is a desert of Canada, but it's a beautiful part of the country, and we're very lucky to shoot there. And yeah, if you see the movie, the locations are a huge part of the story. In the movie, we never specify what the town is. It's a fictional location that's kind of surreal, so we kind of deliberately avoid that. But in real life, it's a town called Cache Creek in BC. So now you know Cache Creek is.
I like when a director or a writer does leave it ambiguous because you draw your own conclusions and your own experience into it. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Well, thank you for bringing Heated Rivalry because I know I would have gotten really bad and nasty emails if I did not talk to Nick for sorry to Kaden for a couple of seconds about Heated Rivalry. Did you actually when you sign on for that series, did you have any idea what's going to happen with it?
No. None of us did. Yeah, I think we were all blown away at how it was received
for all of Canada, basically.
Yeah. I mean, being on set already, it's an exciting thing being able to work with Jacob Tierney. So you know, he's a legend in, you know, Canadian cinema. So for all of us, we're like, oh yay! And then when we got there, we saw how incredible and talented everyone from cast to crew was. So we knew it was going to be good, but like to the scale of, you know, Canadian cinema. And then when it just took over the world, we're all sitting here like, oh.
I love it when that happens.
Pinch me, you know, yeah.
It's Creek, Heated Rivalry. I love it when it happens to like Canadian productions. So suddenly the whole world is talking about us, and I love it.
Yeah.
How was the fans' response, like for you personally?
Amazing. I think you're always going to get back and forth with fandoms and stuff, but they've been so wonderful, and I've heard such incredible stories of how the series has changed lives, like seriously given people hope and impacted them in the most interesting ways. Like you have no idea how your art can really impact people, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, my executive assistant who was working with your team on getting you on the show is obsessed with the show. He drives me crazy with it. Like, let's get Heated Rivalry.
Yeah.
So stepping into Jovi, it feels like a completely different experience, correct?
Yes and no. Like Nick was saying, like I think both the characters of Sasha and Jovi are quite elusive and icy. But yeah, they as well, what you're saying is true as well. They're very different. I think that their approaches to life, I think that, you know, Jovi is more mysterious and quiet, while Sasha is definitely life of the party and kind of just like goes for what he wants and kind of goes through life in this way of like, whatever mess I make, my family will clean it up. You know, like
if someone discovered you through Lunar Sway rather than heated Rivalry, what do you hope they take away from your performance?
I think just like, I think that they take away like the sincerity of
The character?
I think that this, yeah, the sincerity of the character. It's funny because sometimes when you're, you know, we have our leads and then you have your supporting and different characters who come in and they play devices in this, in the plot and storyline. It's really easy for those kind of characters and minor characters to be overlooked. But the thing about acting is that regardless of the size of your role, our job is to dig deep in that character and our prep work coming forward. And then when we're there, we just present it, and whatever scene is hopefully there. But I think people, when they're watching dynamic actors do their thing, I think they can kind of feel impacted in a deeper way than maybe how much screen time said character has, right? So I think for me, I really enjoyed playing Jovi. I think he's a really sincere and broken person, as is everyone, in my opinion. And I think that, yeah, I just think that people see that and relate to it.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Cool. We're going to take a little short break, everyone, and don't go anywhere. And we'll be right back with Nick and Kaden and talk more about the film and about them as well. So be back here. Welcome back, everyone. We're talking to Nick and Kaden, working on the movie Lunar Sway. And Nick, every filmmaker has a different style. As a director, what kind of environment do you try to create on the set?
Yeah, great question. I think it's so important to create a positive environment on set because for a few reasons. One, you never know how the movie's going to turn out. So yes, you're trying to make the best movie ever, but you're also trying to make a great experience. And I try to approach it that way. But second of all, I think everyone does their best work when they feel uninhibited, when they feel like they can, you know, freely contribute their creative ideas. And it's a real collaboration. So the closer everyone is and the safer everyone feels to just contribute ideas, the better. So we're very lucky. We have an amazing crew. I brought the same crew for my first feature across the country to BC. Our cast was all new on this, but they're just so lovely. Everyone got along really well. So we got very lucky with that. I think this crew and the cast really set the tone for what the on-set experience is. So we had a lot of fun. We had a blast. We were going to the lake on the weekends. We had crew members who brought a kite who would fly kites on the mountains. Like they really understood the whole point of this. And so we made the most of living in this part of the country.
How long did it take you to shoot it?
We shot only in 20 days. So we were there for about a month. Some of us were there a little longer.
I think I kind of really always wondered, like, because I know film shoots, you watch a movie, you think it's going to be shot over like 3-4 months, but it's usually very condensed. And it's an experience that is like so tight for everybody to kind of get in there. You kind of live your life every day together and you're trying to make a movie. So it might be very magical, probably, in a way.
It is true. Yeah, especially like living in this town because it was so different from our normal day-to-day life. So I think we're all transplanted to this different place, living out of our suitcases in a motel. It's like going on an amazing road trip, but then you're also making a movie every day. So yeah, it's a real bonding experience. And yeah, we all miss it and think back nostalgically on that
very
town.
Cool. Very cool. Thanks for sharing. Nick, how would you describe Nick as a director? Don't say anything.
He's very, very personal and doesn't lead with an ego. And I think that's super important. I think he really gets on your level. What's that?
Good for you, Nick. I said.
Yeah, it's I think it's very important, and it's really easy in our industry to work with people who kind of are on a high horse or whatever, but yeah, he's so gentle and focused and knows what he wants, which is so important. You know, he's not just kind of floating around, but his approach is very collaborative, and I think as an artist it's really incredible to experience that. Yeah, it feels like you're contributing as well, and not just kind of like coming for a job, you know what I'm saying? Like you're contributing to the whole story and the art that's being made.
Nick, there's your clip. You can edit that from the and put it on your social. Back to Nick. What's something Kaden brought to Jovi that wasn't necessarily on the page, but he brought it there?
Kaden brought a lot. Like, he really came with a very strong connection to the character. I could tell that he really understood the character and brought his own flair, and he had just a lot of ideas day to day throughout, and he contributed a lot creatively, and he just like embodied the character so effortlessly. Like, it seemed like he just understood and connected to the part. And he also just brought, I would second what he said about a total lack of ego. I think our whole cast was
I
just,
like that.
there was no drama or anything, and Caden is a great example of that. He brought such a positive energy. He cried on his last day when he left. He'd only been there for a few days, but
Yeah.
that whole, you could tell he was just like really positive and happy to be there, which sets the tone for everybody. Because if the actors
Yes.
are, yeah, that way.
I like the word that you both used it quite a couple of times, lack of ego, and on that in that set. Yeah, ego can sometimes be the enemy of creativity, I think.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Mhm.
I agree.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Kaden, was there a moment during filming when you surprised yourself as an actor?
Oh God, I think all the time.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I think all the time you surprise yourself. But I always say the interesting thing is, you know, when you do all your prep work and then you kind of throw it away and then you just see what happens when you get there. Because I think that's like real life. I think, you know, when people are talking to each other, like it's an exchange of energy, and energy is in the moment. So often with acting, like how I perform actually depends so much on the environment and my other cast who I'm interacting with.
Okay.
So I think it was always a surprise, like around every turn when, you know, we're acting and stuff. I think what did surprise me maybe was how gentle I ended up being, or how gentle Jovi ended up being with Cliff in some of the scenes, especially a very intimate one where he's kind of helping clean a wound. It's funny because I think when I went through that, I had it in my mind that maybe it was going to be a more, you know, intense approach or direct or whatever, and it ended up being this really sweet thing. And I think it actually added so much to that push and pull, because I think as you as the audience, you're like, oh my gosh, like he's haunting Cliff, and yet at the same time, when you see like someone who's the antagonist or whatever, not that Jovi's antagonist, but in the film, their softness and their human side, it like really makes you realize like that's what it is to be human. It's like you get it all. Like you don't get to pick and choose, and people are this or that, you know.
You're both making me very curious about the film. I can't watch it. I can't wait to see it. It comes out in August, I believe, right?
Well, it comes out officially in the fall, so we're going to do a theatrical release in November, VOD on December 8th. However, we are doing some special advanced screenings only in Toronto at the end of August. So August 27th, 8th, and 30th at the Paradise Cinema. You can come meet some of the cast. We're hoping as much of the cast as possible. We have some moderators.
I'm gonna talk to your guy and see what I can get.
Should come, and yeah, we'll do three screenings at the end of August just to give Toronto a little sneak peek of the film, because we're kind of excited to share with people. So it's just for fun, and then the official release will be in November.
Cool. All right, so it's gonna be wide release in cinema.
Very select release in cinema, and then available everywhere to rent on VOD and things like that. But we're going to do as many theatrical screenings as we can across Canada. We already have a bunch lined up, and we're hoping to add a lot more between now and then. So we'll see.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Every production has stories that people never see. What was the funniest moment behind the scenes for both of you?
Wow, that's a good question.
I tried.
You have to sign an NDA.
Do you?
Probably. Kaden was on hunt to find scorpions the whole time, but didn't find them. So that was pretty funny. Because there's a scorpion in the movie. There's a scorpion in the
Stole mine. That's so funny.
And Kaden, what? Tell them what you're like. You had a light or something. Like you had a strategy for.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So I've always when I was like a child, for 2 of my birthdays, my parents got like the animal guy to come with, you know, all the reptiles and like show them around. So like I've always loved animals, specifically like reptiles and interesting weird creatures. So I found out that there's scorpions. They're very rare in the desert there in the Okanagan. And the way you can sometimes find them is you take a black light, because their shell, like their skeleton, is like reflective. It goes like bright teal.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, when you shine it on them, and that's how you can find them because they're also nocturnal, so they come out at night. It's like,
Okay.
so I brought this light to set to like on my off time, and I went on a little adventure with some of
Finding
the
them.
cast and crew looking for them. Never found them, but you know what?
No, you didn't
Sometimes
get to see any?
no,
None
but
of
I
them?
think
Oh no.
that's the lesson here is like it's actually the journey, right?
Okay.
But also, I
So,
think, Caden, I think when we go back in the fall to screen the movie, because we've been invited to screen in that region, I think you'll find it then. I think,
I agree. I'm gonna bring the light again. I'm gonna
yeah.
bring the
send us a picture.
light.
Take a picture and send it. Yes.
Yes.
Uh, what was the biggest challenge either of you faced while making the film? Let's get Nick first.
Yeah, well, I mean, independent filmmaking is nothing but one challenge after another. But I think
No
the
kidding.
biggest the biggest challenge for us was kind of what you touched on earlier. I think was shooting in 20 days. We shot this whole movie in 20 days. Very ambitious for this movie because there are a lot of exterior landscape, kind of epic desert shots, and shooting outside is always a little bit more challenging because you have to do that much more to set up and you can't control Mother Nature. But we kind of enjoyed that. You have to have the right sort of degree of kind of obsession with making the movie that you kind of take on this challenge. It's a little bit more than what you can bite off, and you kind of know that going in, but that was part of the fun of it. So, but that was definitely the challenge was staying on schedule and keeping the
Okay.
movie on track.
What did the weather collaborate for you?
It did. We got very lucky. There have been some
Yeah.
threats of forest fires, but it all worked out, and we got very lucky. Yeah.
Very nice. Kaden, challenges.
There were zero challenges on my end. No, I'm kidding. The biggest challenge was leaving. I didn't want to go. Like Nick said, I got quite emotional.
Oh,
Yeah, I love what I do, but especially I love working on projects with just so much heart. And like Nick had said too, like filming in the outdoors, like I'm a very outdoorsy person. I really love nature. And so I think there is just a combination of things that are what was making me feel very connected to the whole thing. And so I did my 3 days with the weekend between, and I just felt like you bond with family. It's like family, right? Your set family. And then you have to go, and that's just part of the job. But this one is particularly hard to leave.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I meant earlier. Like it's the intensity of the experience. You're put with people for 20 days. You create bonds, I'm assuming. Yeah,
Mhm.
and then it
Yeah,
becomes
very
like
much
sad
so.
to leave. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a real special bond. And that was part of why we reunited the crew from the first movie is we had such a fun experience on that one. We just wanted to
Okay.
recreate it.
Fair
And
enough.
yeah, it is a real bond for sure.
Yeah. Maybe I'll keep bringing the same people so they see each other again. Cool.
Exactly.
Kaden, I also noticed you're beginning to branch out into writing and directing on your own.
Mm.
Um, where did that interest come from?
Oh, I think it's always been there. I started my career as an actor, but even when I was a kid, I used to run around with a camcorder with my cousins, and like just in the neighborhood and just like make little films. So I think I've always had that brain. I've always liked writing, and so when I kind of merge it all together, it just makes sense to kind of branch into the filmmaking side of things. Um, and with directing, I think I feel like I have vision. Like I often just get inspired by ideas and then can kind of just like just like unravel them, and I see the journey of the idea. So
Can't
yeah.
wait to see some of your work at some point.
Yeah.
Has working with directors like Nick influenced how you'll be approaching directing?
Oh, 100%. Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Cool.
Hmm.
There you go, Nick.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
learning.
I watch and I learn, and yeah, I just see how easygoing he is with his whole cast, like on the show, and the way he also interacts with his crew.
Well,
And
we'll see
like
what the gossip.
was that well, especially to do that amongst all the stress, because I know like there was a lot happening for you and the whole team. Where actors, it's like those aren't our responsibilities. So often we can be in a bit of a bubble in the realm of do like this is so fun or whatever. But even seeing when like the pressure was on, he still like none of it got to his head. Like there's people who explode on set,
Okay.
and Nick is just so contained and has so much respect for other people that like he wouldn't let any of that
Well,
get the better of him,
we'll
and
we'll
he just
see in 10 years once you start directing what the tabloids will say about you as a director. He's the diva on the set.
now I want to see him yell. I want to see him yell.
Nick, what did making Lunar Sway teach you about yourself as a filmmaker?
Oh boy, that's a really good question. I
No, no.
think every time you make a movie, you learn a lot about your shortcomings and what you still have to learn. And I think you learn exponentially on every shoot. I think I learned a lot about directing actors on this film because there were so many really experienced, talented actors. There was just a big cast. So there's that. So you kind of in this particular story, I also because it was so personal, I learned a lot about myself as a person just because it gave me a chance to
Oh,
reflect on my
cool.
own relationships in the past and my own desire to look for love in the wrong places like Cliff and kind of look back at those experiences with a bit of hindsight and make sense of it. So I think hopefully through every movie you learn a lot about yourself as a person and as a filmmaker.
Oh, you do. Absolutely. Anything you do in life
Yeah.
is another teaching moment. Absolutely. Thank you both. We're going to take a little short break again, and we're going to be right back. So don't get anywhere, everyone. We've talked about the movie. Now let's get to know the two people sitting on my couch, not literally, but on the couch. Nick, when did filmmaking stop being a hobby and become the career you wanted?
Ooh, good question. I've been like Kaden, I've been playing with cameras since I was a little kid. It was always my passion. And I
Okay.
always would make short films, but it didn't really feel like it became my career till I made my first feature film, The Legacy of Cloudy Falls, a few years ago. So I think for me, that was the first time that I really felt like I could call myself a filmmaker. Not that short films aren't really valid and important. I just felt for me personally, I never felt very comfortable making short films because I don't really think in that way, and I never really understood what makes a good short film. When I see a good short film, I admire it so much, and it's like a skill I don't have. So I always just felt like I was waiting to make my first feature. So now that I'm making features, I feel like I'm actually it took a
Fair
long
enough.
time, and yeah, exactly. But yeah.
You're both reminding me of, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Super 8 with Spielberg. Reminding me of the kids with the camera trying to put makeup on each other and running around filming things.
That was it.
That is
um,
great.
who's one filmmaker that continues to inspire you, Nick?
I'm very inspired by the Coen brothers, and I'm very inspired by
Cool.
Charlie Kaufman. Um,
Oh,
but there's a
nice.
lot. But those are two that I always turn back to. I'll always try to,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Fantastic choices. Cool. If you could direct absolutely anyone, who would that be? Kaden.
Actor. Okay. Caden,
Oh.
Caden, next movie. Actually, no joke. I want to reunite with a lot of this cast, like our lead actor Noah. I dream of
Yeah.
casting him over and over. Our lead actor Liza Weil. I dream, and Caden as well. Like I dream of working with this cast again. So
Very nice. You didn't. Yeah, cool. I like your choices. People that you love and that you love working with. That's cool.
when you find those people,
Kaden,
yeah.
uh, kind of similar. When did acting become something you knew that you wanted to pursue professionally?
Oh, professionally, I actually started. I went a different direction. I didn't actually pursue acting I
Oh,
did 2 years at university and then
cool.
realized that it just wasn't making me happy.
Okay.
Um, and then I chose myself and my dreams, and then I dropped out and pursued acting. I went to Vancouver Film School. It's
Oh,
for
really?
acting for film and TV. Yeah, and then I jumped right in.
Is that where you're born and raised?
No, I was born and raised actually in Waterloo,
Oh,
basically, in
cool.
and around. Yeah. And then I moved out west to Vancouver, and then now I'm here in Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nick, where were you raised?
I was born and raised in Toronto,
Oh,
and I
Toronto
spent
guy.
most of my life there. And now I live in New York. I moved to New York almost 7 years ago.
Oh,
But
cool.
yeah,
All right. Yeah, there's a lot of Canadians that I'm finding are in New York now. I don't know why every time I'm talking to somebody, it's like they moved to New York. I guess it's the mecca of everything. I guess I don't know. There's a lot of
Yeah.
opportunities there. Yeah. Um, Caden, outside of film, what's something people would be surprised to learn about you?
Ooh, I have a black belt in karate.
Do you seriously?
I do.
My brother-in-law has a studio that teaches karate.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, for most of my childhood and into my adulthood, I basically studied martial arts, like
Wow,
multiple different disciplines.
very sweet.
Um, Super fun. I kind of miss it, but this
Nice.
industry can take over your life. So
Okay, well, you're doing different things, so that's cool.
exactly.
For both of you, 5 years from now, what would make you say this worked out exactly the way I hoped?
Mm.
Nick.
Well, I kind of think it's like you kind of don't want it to work out exactly the way you hope. I think
Ah, okay.
it's about going with the way it goes, and it's always going to be different and unpredictable. And it's I hope
I
that
like that. Surprises.
I hope that in 5 years I'm better at able to accepting the way it is, even when it doesn't go the way I'd hope. That's my goal.
I like that answer. Cool.
I can't one up him there. Like that was it. That was the
We'll
answer.
just we'll just go with that.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll say
Directing your first film or second or
yeah,
third
yeah, yeah,
film?
yeah. I'll just be more literal, maybe like directing or kind of doing series or even directing my first feature would be insane. So
I
yeah.
hope so.
Mhm.
Okay, wait to see what you get to do. All right. So on the show, I'm assuming you never. I don't know if you've seen our show or not, but we for the last 12 years we've always played with our guests a little rapid fire game of questions. Just answer whatever comes to mind. It's gonna go between the two of you. It's
Okay.
very simple. Coffee or tea? Nick,
Oh, coffee all the way.
Oh,
coffee
coffee.
or coffee all the way? Cool.
Yeah. Coffee,
Yeah,
coffee,
coffee.
coffee for me.
Morning person or night owl? Nick.
Night owl for sure. I am not a morning person.
Morning person.
Oh, really? God,
Yeah.
no. I actually, I was working for a queer media, and I had them sign a contract that although the office opens at 9 o'clock, Antoine does not arrive until 10.
I relate to that, Antoine.
Thank you. Favorite season, Nick?
Fall, autumn.
Nice, nice. Kaden,
Spring, summer.
spring, summer is cool too. Yeah. Beach or mountains, Nick?
Mountains, because we're here to talk about a movie that we shot in the mountains, so I
Good
can't.
plug.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I
Kaden.
also have to say mountains then.
Yeah.
But I would have said beach, but
I love the beach too,
both of
but
them,
you gotta
both of them have their time, I think.
mountains by
Yeah,
the
I mean,
beach.
I like countryside. I love nature too. So yeah, favorite comfort food.
my favorite comfort food is, oh gosh, comfort food.
Nacho.
Yeah, what?
Nachos is mine. Nachos.
Oh, that's a
Nachos is yours?
good
Butter and as much
one.
cheese as possible.
That's a really good one.
Okay.
I feel like making my own like ramen bowl.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
cool.
so
Okay,
It's
well,
good.
obviously not as good as actually just going to
no,
like a
but
restaurant and
if
ordering.
that's your comfort, if that's your comfort, then that's your comfort food.
Yeah.
What's always in your refrigerator, Nick?
Cheese.
Oh my God, yes.
Cheese.
Jeez.
I'm a cheese fiend.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Probably some type of like spicy mayo.
Ooh,
Okay, cool.
good
Nice.
choice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the right
If
sauce, everything.
if everybody watching, come to dinner over to your place, what will you be making, Nick?
Fish, some kind of fish dish. I love seafood.
Probably steak. Something on the
Steak.
barbecue.
I could go for both, so so lovely. One movie everyone should see at least once, in your opinion, Nick.
Oh
Lunar
my
Sway.
God. Lunar Sway, a little movie called Lunar Sway. See it twice. See it twice, actually.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
Kaden,
Um,
what's
I
your
mean,
favorite?
there's so many, but you like Lord of the Rings. You have to see Lord of the Rings.
Oh, absolutely. I love
People
that.
who haven't, it
Go see
concerns
it.
me a little bit. Yeah.
Cool. Dream vacation, Nick.
well, I'm going on a vacation in 2 days to a little small town in New Mexico that
Wow.
we almost shot Lunar Sway there, and I'm finally going there in person. So that's my dream vacation right now, is the desert in the middle of nowhere, just like the movie. And
Oh,
I'm going in
sweet.
2 days. Yeah.
Enjoy.
Thank
Cool.
you. Thank you.
Yeah. Kaden.
Oh gosh, probably right now, like Greece, Mykonos.
Oh, have you been?
No.
I spent
Yeah.
most of my summers of my childhood and teen years there.
Oh,
You really need to go.
I
Oh,
know.
really need
I've
to go.
I've heard.
Yeah, I always say, but I don't know if it'll ever happen. I always say if I ever retire, I'll retire to Greece. It's my
Mhm.
favorite country in the world. Yeah.
Beautiful. Also, just to add in there, Japan. I really want to go to Japan.
Actually, I've had that on
Yeah.
mine too. Yeah, I don't know why. It just feels like would be wild to be in Japan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Dogs all the way. I'm a big dog person. Yeah.
There.
Oh my gosh.
That's Cowboy.
Oh.
Actually, a lot of the audience on the show know him as my co-host. So
Oh.
he just sits beside me.
Cowboy is his name?
Cowboy is his name.
I love that.
Actually, his full name is Cowboy Gyllenhaal Elhashem because I'm obsessed with Brokeback Mountain and Jake Gyllenhaal. And I try to tag Jake on every post about Cowboy, asking for dog support. But he never answered me. Last song you've listened to?
What was I listening to earlier today? I was listening to oh my God, what's his name? Let me look it up on my thing.
Okay, Kaden, we'll get back.
Was it?
Yeah, you'll need to.
Okay. I was listening to Tovlo.
Okay.
Do you know Tovlo?
No, I'm not gonna look it
up. She's wonderful.
Yeah.
Was that the last song? I'm now looking right now. What the last song was?
I looked it up. It's Lord Huron is who I listen to, and it's a Western kind of country guy. But our lead actor Liza Weil actually introduced me to him because she was listening to him before shoot as prep. But he has a new album out, so I've been listening to him recently. And
very nice. Everyone, check out those recommendations. I love music.
Oh, actually, no. The last song I was listening to was by Fauzia. She's a Canadian artist. She's incredible.
Yeah, I'm familiar with her. Yeah, well, actually, I produce a music festival for the community as well. So,
cool.
Yeah, so I love knowing about music. So those are great recommendations. Describe yourself in one word, Nick. One word.
Oh my God.
No pressure. Yeah.
Answer that. One word to Kaden, you go first. Come back to me.
Come on.
Indecisive. There you go.
Yeah, indecisive is so funny. Okay, I'm gonna say balance.
Okay, nice. Okay, that was gonna get more difficult. Describe the other person in one word.
Kaden, I would say very pure. Very pure.
Pure. Oh, that's so sweet.
That's adorable.
That's so sweet. It's like, I know that you mean that in such a nice, sincere way, but to me, it's like, am I boring?
No.
No.
I feel like you're
that's
very
not what
authentic.
it comes across at all. No.
Yeah, you're very authentic and very just like open-hearted. Just very open-hearted and authentic. That's you're not like
very nice.
Yeah.
And Kaden, how would you describe Nick? One word.
Can it be like a hyphenated word?
Sure, I'll go with that.
What's the word when you wait, the word when you I'm gonna say trailblazer.
Oh,
Kaden,
look at that, Nick.
That's a good one. Thank you, Kaden.
Nick, Kaden, thank you both for being on the show. This was a lovely, lovely chat, and good luck with the movie. It sounds like a fantastic project, and I really can't wait to see it. It seems to be a product from the heart and made with a lot of love. So, yeah, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Pleasure, absolutely. Everyone, check out the movie. You gotta support such beautiful work from Canada, and everyone who joined us on season 12. Thank you. Whether you've been here with us from the beginning throughout the season or just discovered this season, here's where we talk to a lot of wonderful queer artists and creative people about the beautiful work that they're doing out there, and we're grateful that you spend time with us. We'll be taking a short break, just a month and a half, and we'll be back with season 13 and a lot more wonderful work. Until then, please take care of yourself, love one another, love yourself, be kind to everyone, and we'll see you next season. Take care. Thank you again, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.